Hi, my name is Ellen, and I'm the owner of Stressless Studios, and I'm also a mind body coach. Today, I want to demonstrate a breathing technique that we can use to calm our nervous systems. And it's really important when we're recovering from an illness or when we want to change our state from the fight or flight state, which is the sympathetic state, to the rest and digest state, which is the parasympathetic state. And this exercise is called diaphragmatic breathing. And it's called that because we're going to engage the diaphragm. We're going to allow it to expand and contract. And this helps with respiration, bringing in oxygen and expelling CO2. So I do this exercise through my nose, both the inhalation and the exhalation. So it looks like this. I keep my lips closed. This way it adds a little bit more resistance to the diaphragm because my nostrils are a lot smaller than my mouth. So this adds more resistance and it can make the diaphragm have to work just a little bit harder. I'm also going to breathe in for a certain count, so maybe 3 or 4 seconds. And then I'm going to exhale for just a little bit longer. So it could be 5 to 8 counts. But you can do this at your own count, whatever feels good. We're just going to try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. And we do that because that's what gets us into the rest and digest. When we inhale, that's an upregulator and we're actually in the sympathetic. But when we exhale, that puts us into rest and digest. And you'll probably feel this as we go along. So wherever you're in right now, just see how you feel afterwards, and maybe you'll note the change that is happening in your body, and especially in your nervous system. So we're going to, another thing is you can do this lying down. It's actually easier to do it lying down because you don't have to hold your muscles up when you're sitting. And also it's great to do it lying down because sometimes we're a little compressed here. Diaphragm and abdomen's a little compressed when we're sitting, but lying down, it's free to open and expand. So if you're new to this, you might want to try it lying down because you can really feel the belly expanding and contracting, and that's what we're looking for. But this breath work practice is just absolutely amazing because it actually changes the biochemistry in our bodies, the state that we're in, and it happens fast. So just a few minutes of doing this can really make us feel better. It can make us feel safer in our bodies. It can take away some anxiety and just make us feel like we're in a safer place and more comfortable place. And this, rest and digest is where healing takes place. So it's also great because it activates the vagus nerve, which is our 10th cranial nerve, the largest nerve in our whole body that goes all the way through into our gut. And by doing that, the vagus nerve is in charge of inflammation. So it can help regulate inflammation, and it also can help with digestion. So to activate that, to have good vagal tone, as they say, can really help with feelings of getting that digestion starting and getting it to operate correctly. So we're helping out our nervous system, regulating it, giving some practice to it, stimulating the vagus nerve, and so let's give a practice. And the other thing is, I was going to say, is that it helps also. You can do this as a practice 10 minutes a day in the morning, 10 minutes a day in the evening. It can really help you sleep because as you're expanding and contracting, your body is going into rest and digest. So it's getting ready. Just like we would when we sleep, our stomachs go out and in. And so it's getting into that mode already just by practicing. And so if you're trying to recover from long COVID or chronic fatigue syndrome, this can be really helpful to get yourself out of fight or flight, and to also regulate your nervous system and just feel better in your body. Gives the body a chance to rest. So if you're not using it for that, it also is a great emotional regulation tool. So if you're triggered and you find yourself in fight or flight, or feeling anxious or stressed, then you can take a few minutes, 5 minutes, and do the diaphragmatic breathing. And again, you can regulate so much better, and just, come back from a trigger much easier. Feel grounded, feel centered. So let's give this a try. So as I was saying, you can do it seated or you can do it lying down. But since I'm seated, I'll demonstrate the seated version. So the first thing is to do is just sit up straight. Sit up pretty tall and straight. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. Sometimes it can be helpful to close your eyes, just if that helps you to concentrate. And then you'll take one hand and put it on your chest, and the other hand you can put it on your abdomen. And the reason we do this is that while we're breathing, we really only want to have 20% of the action of the movement coming from the upper chest. We don't want to be breathing like this into the upper chest. That's usually fast and heavy, and when we're in fight or flight. We want to be breathing low and slow right down into the diaphragm. So right down in here, so we can feel the expansion and the contraction of our diaphragm. That's what gets the activation of the vagus nerve and gets us into a different state. So we want 80% of the action to be coming here. So as I said before, you just take a normal, soft breath in through your nose. At the same time, you feel the expansion of your diaphragm, and breathing out your nose. Remember, we're going to try and make that exhale a little longer than the inhale, feeling that diaphragm contract back into like the back of your spine. So breathing in, feeling that diaphragm expand, and breathing out, relaxing the shoulders still. Seeing if you can feel that your upper hand isn't moving so much, but that your lower hand is expanding in contracting underneath. And just taking this slow and steady and calm, and doing it at your own pace. Slowing down the breath, evening it out, breathing it in for 3 or 4 counts, and breathing out for 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever feels good in your body. Just making the exhale longer than the inhale. Remembering to take a soft, normal breath in, and a gentle, relaxing breath out. And just a couple more while we practice. Breathing in, and breathing out. Taking one more soft inhale in, feeling the diaphragm expand, and one final exhale, long exhale out, feeling the diaphragm contract. Right now you can rest and just see if you feel any different than when you started. You might feel a little calmer. You might feel a little less anxious. You might feel a little warmer or tingly. You might feel like a yawn's coming on, or a sigh, or just feel a little more extra saliva in your mouth. These would all be signs that you've shifted into the parasympathetic and sympathetic state. So it's easy as that. We've just changed the biochemistry in your body. You've sent a lot of oxygen around to the different parts of your body. You've expelled some CO2. You've activated the vagus nerve. So hopefully it is a feeling of safety in your body and feeling like you're more comfortable, more calm, more at peace, and you might even feel tired enough to want to take a nap. So thanks a lot. I really appreciate you practicing with me. This was diaphragmatic breathing. Namaste.